It was fourth Saturday of the year we've had off, and I mentioned how non-traditional it was, and the coming off of a loss, it does make the off week tough, and we have a team that's we have a lot of pride and a lot of passion about us, but we approach it in an action-type way. You can talk about the problem or be a problem solver. So this team, staff, we went about our business doing it that way, and we have a great opportunity this week to get back. A really, really good Cincinnati football team, very talented, a team that has been, I think, one of the forefronts, I know, in this league, along with Louisville. And we know we're facing a tough group this week, well coached. Tommy's been doing it a long time, successful at Auburn. I know he went to Texas Tech before now, but we know we're facing a tough team, and it's going to be in another hostile enrolled environment. So it's a great test for us and great test for our staff and our players. But we'll have to play some of our best football of the year, the continuation of a season like we've always planned, but play our best game the last game. We talked about a lot of things this off week. One of the things we talked about was making sure we get back to what defines us, and that's making sure we stay dedicated to our team and embracing your roles even harder, trying to find ways to make the program even more better, even more than we possibly can. Everybody keep doing that. Everybody even focusing more on the vision, which is mission, which is, of course, Thursday, but today, last night started the heavy day for us as far as practice. So we won't deter from that focus from us. And I look forward to today. I look forward to getting around our players. Our players are, I mentioned the word resilient a couple of years ago, but they are. And I'm honored to be around them, honored to be around the staff. I just, action, we use it in Pirate Club, but action Pirates. Pirates don't sit around, but they get involved. We have a lot of those, but I was proud to see that. We had things we addressed. Turnovers have never been a problem for us. We addressed that. It was 9 before Temple. 9 fumbles happened in the game. I read that, and Nate, and they got 9 of them. So the ball bounced a little different for us, but we always work on that, and we continue to work even harder on that this week. And we brought officials out twice, and we'll bring them out again today and continue to work that. No coach wants penalties, and we talked about it, and we're coaching it, and the players are doing a good job of policing themselves. Coaches, as always, are on them, so we'll keep harping at that. And then, I know Coach came back from a meeting, and it's not just our football team, but a lot of teams in this league. We have to work on that. The flag has been thrown more than any other league in the country. So, getting back to Cincinnati, they played 2 quarterbacks. Gunnar Kiel, who transferred from Notre Dame, quick release, mobile, good size. Also, Munchie Legault, which Munchie, we know Munchie from New Orleans and recruiting Munchie because we go after quarterbacks all over. So they have 2 quarterbacks, and both of them operate this offense with extreme confidence. The receivers are the first thing that jump out on you on film. A lot like our guys, but you see height, range, speed. They attack the football. Rodriguez Moore, running back, is quick, power, good change of direction. There's a freshman, Mike Boone, that also he's a leading rusher, but you'll see him rotate just like everyone must do, is have a committee that you can rely on. They have 2 guys you'll see quite a bit. Shaq Washington and Chris Moore are 2 receivers that stand out a lot. And up front, Eric LaFell, he's an all-conference lineman and a really good player up front and senior, been there a while and understands it. Hank Hughes is the defensive coordinator. They're even front. A lot of movement and activity up front with stunts, blitzes on the back end, really good in the red zone. And they've been in red zone really all year, I think third ranked in our league. Big linebackers, very active linebackers. Just when when you cut the film on you, certain positions jump out at you in your first, and linebackers jump out with this group. Jeff Luke, big linebacker, another big linebacker that we faced last week at Temple. Silveri Muhan is a really up-front defensive end, and Terry Hartfield. Terry Hartfield leads the league in sacks, so we know defensively. We have to do a good job offensively of protecting Shane and giving us good run lanes. Again, very solid in special teams. They do a good job of attacking on all their coverage teams, really physical, and their return teams are very sound. So we have to make sure we do a good job, just like each week, all three sides of the ball. Again, I'm proud of the way we've approached it, and we approached it like I expected us to approach it, and with the staff, and looking forward to getting back on the field today. Questions?
Coach, talk a little bit about the magnitude of this game in terms of American Athletic Conference title race.
All important. This is a big game. I mentioned that within my first statements. And before we get to the game, we have to make sure we have a great practice to prepare for the game. Cincinnati's going to be tough, athletic, well coached, and just like the teams we played, this is a very competitive league. We knew that getting into it, so I'm looking forward to that challenge.
You said you spent the bye week talking about some of the things that define this team. What are some of those things?
Embracing your role, whatever your role is, special teams. If that's your majority role and that's your main role, embracing that role even more than you have before. A lot of guys can step up if you're able to, and some guys are playing it above that line, which is good to keep pushing it. What can you do to make the team better? If you're a scout team player and you're representing the offensive lineman from Cincinnati, doing the best you can, for example. Me, what can I do to, as a coach, find a way, different motivation, make sure I study film a little better, give our guys better strategy type suggestions. Coaches improving on everyday drills, making sure we do that right. In a lot of ways, staying focused on that first, and it's about the team first, last, and always. And I mentioned some individual things, but everything I just mentioned involves our making the team better. Just being able to stay focused on your vision, and that's what we've talked about. Yeah, we know we have a game Thursday. It's a big game, large game, 7 o'clock. But what's more important is being able to stay focused on, like, for example, last week with no game, coming off of a tough loss, and being able to focus on Wednesday and have one of the most competitive practices, really nervous practices for me. It was very physical. We went first team against first team, a little bit longer than we normally do, and those 2 days, and it was really competitive, physical. Carried on to Friday was not. It was beginning of game week on Friday, but last night, again, very physical. Not as much ones versus ones, 7-on-7 we did, but staying focused on that, being able to stay tuned into that, and getting better at making sure the tools in your toolbox are sharp. So when I say dedication to that team concept, embracing your role, making your organization better, staying focused on the vision, which is day-to-day work, finding ways to make sure you don't get off base and worry about Tuesday or worry about Monday yet, like last night. Just worry about Sunday night. That's the game will be here on Thursday. But having the ability to do that, tough situation, and on top of that, drown out the noise, which is, it came with winning and now with a tough loss. Being able to drown it out, separate it, and stay focused, that's tough, but these guys can do it.
It's setting up to be the coldest day of the week in Ohio. It was a little bit of a superstorm heading down that way. First really cold game. I guess last week was cold too, a couple weeks ago, but this one's setting up to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, for the last time we had a cold game was a cold week of practice, a military bowl week up in Washington, D.C. We haven't pulled out cold gear here in a long time. So we are prepared for that. Matt and Jeff Oliver, Matt Ader, right? Warm gear. The NFL benches that good, but we got blowers, the socks, the change of clothes, which we had there. The rain didn't surprise us a little bit, but the wind and rain. But they played in the same weather. The team played in the same weather. So we've made adjustments for that, and with the change of time, we've been able to practice at night and get a night game in, night practice. So looking forward to that challenge too.
Coach, what are some of the details you learned with the officials coming in? Like holds. What did you think maybe wasn't a hold that maybe is being called as a hold and stuff like that? Did you learn?
Well, I mean, with the eighth official, what they watch for holds, if your if the body gets outside of your body, if I'm blocking you and I'm inside, I'm good. If his body gets outside that framework, that's what they're calling holding. So how do you do that? Move your feet a little bit better, a little bit lower pad level. And the officials and it could be from an offensive lineman to the wideouts. It could be on the punt return team, kickoff return teams too. So making sure we do a good job with pad leverage and footwork to help prevent that. I mentioned last week, I think I talked to Jim Moore, Coach Moore out at junior at UCLA, and Art, and they'll have a lot of penalties called on their team too. And one of the things that, because Eric Yard was my best friends, he's there. It's almost quadrupled since 2013 in NFL and hands and interference. So it's not just here in Greenville. It's in California and it's in Waco and different places. And I think Marshall was at 73. We were at 74. You know what I mean? So not sure if it's the high-paced teams or or what. So whatever it is, we have to adjust, and we began that last week. But we've always had officials come out. We are here. We got penalty. He does sand. You know what I mean? We've done things like that all year. But the officials coming out and trying to making sure the kids get better at the repetition. The more repetition they get, the better they're getting. And that's the approach we've taken. As a result of that, you mentioned the everyday drills that you do with the trend in college football with more penalties. Have you had to teach it differently? Well, you wouldn't think so when the year before you don't have as many. The only stickler I'm about, I give total autonomy to each guy. I treat the assistants like I would want to be treated, to the coordinators. Yeah, I'm involved, but the one thing that I am a stickler about is forming your everyday drills, which are 3 or 4 max. What those drills are, what makes your position better, whether it's a quarterback or the punter or the offensive line. And there are about 4 that you know you need in your system, whatever your system may be, offensive even, that will make your position better. And those are deals you do every day, because in the game, when it gets tight, you will rely on those tools in your toolbox, everyday drills. Those are tools. So, we made adjustments, but at the same time, you can't make too many, because you want your kids to play hard. And that's one thing we've done all year, is played extremely hard with straining effort. I watched every film, and I'm looking for a lack of effort. There is none. Made some mistakes, yeah, but lack of effort is not one of them. So at the same time, we know we have to be smart and not do things to beat ourselves or stop ourselves.
Coach Josh Hawkins said that it helps a little bit preparing for a team like Cincinnati because of the offense that Shane and all those run, that they were pretty similar. Do you see that? Does that help at all with the offense that you guys run preparing for a team like that?
Yeah, it does. They spread the football. Their receivers attack the football like our receivers do. Both the quarterbacks, Keel and Munchie, can throw and are mobile. So it does. They stretch it vertically with long ball. Also screens and underneath vertical and horizontal type stretch, but also able to run the football too. They have 2 very good running backs.
Excuse me. After the Temple game, did you say anything special with Breon Allen or anything in regards to the
Say what?
After the Temple game, did you have any kind of special talk with Breon Allen or try to think about how was his confidence after?
He's disappointed. They care about the team. They care about. That's the one thing that, and I hope everyone I know, guys within the program who are around him every day, but our kids, and these kids love East Carolina. These kids love playing football here at East Carolina. I can identify with that love because I'm one of them, and so when they're disappointed because, one, they let their teammates down, but if the fans knew how much they care and how it's important for them to encourage these kids. Breon is a kid that absolutely loves playing. He loves it, loves wearing the purple and gold, loves playing here, loves everything about this university. I mean, he's just one of many. But so it's more of an uplift. He'll catch enough negativity from a lot of other places, but not from me. We've had 9 turnovers before that game, so Breon's done a lot of positive things at East Carolina University since he's been here. I think we can attest to that.
What kind of similarities do you see between Keel and Carter?
Quick release, mobile, and Munchie. Munchie's the same thing, just not just Keel, but Munchie, both of them. Munchie's older, experienced, been through it. Keel, Notre Dame transfer, mobile, really understands both, like both. They all 3 quarterbacks understand what I call concepts, from coverage to route progression, play progression, where to release the ball, when to release it, those kind of things. And, they have, all 3 have total command of their offense. Shane has total command of our offense, and so does Munchie and Keel. They both, all three are really good quarterbacks.
After being reevaluated, has Jake given you any type of update as to the severity of Trayvon's injury?
No, he's not ready yet this week. Just keep getting rehab. Saw him yesterday going down to the library, spent extra time down there. He's doing good. Trayvon's a great kid. I'm glad to get him back just around. I'm out on the field. Yeah, we miss him on the field, but I see that boy every day. I get a smile on my face, and like I do all the boys.
Is there any way to prepare for a cold game, practicing here, maybe only you got to wear T-shirts or practice at colder times in the day? Do you do anything like that?
Maybe we can get a practice in the refrigerator or something, go to the warehouse. I'm just kidding. I mean, I'm pretty good, but and JC and I got a good line. I talked to him. Matter of fact, I'm talking to right now on these phones up here. JC, can we get a little cold weather? You know, no, rough, not yet. No, but no, you just go with it, you know, and you prepare for it. We have gear for it, but they also play in the same weather too. So, no excuses, no complaints. No excuses, no complaints.
Warmer in Cincinnati?
Now I'm working on that. I hope it would. But yeah, we're ready for whatever brings us. We'll be ready for it. That's the part that I love about this and our kids and our staff, the challenge. I look forward to the challenge of the game, but today, how good can we practice today? How good can we coach today? It's not work. Not on that field. When I get on the field, that is not work. That is one of the most releasing times that I have is on the field with the boys and the coaches, watching them work, watching us teach. And that's when I, you know, and then with Coach C, how Coach C drives them. You know, that's why our Pirate Nation come to the forefront and give your team, my sons, great encouragement. If you only knew how much they love this university, because I don't think they know, and everybody knows how much, I think they do, but how much they really, it bothers them. And for me, it bothers me 3 ways, as a graduate and as a player and as a coach. So any way y'all can help, I'd appreciate that, you know. It takes a lot of courage to encourage, just like with Breon. It's easy to go over there and, man, Breon's hadn't had that problem all year, and I hope we don't have it again, but when he's not trying to fumble, it's not like we drew up a play like ace right, Breon dive, fumble, you know what I mean? It was the same play we call against early opponents, but give our kids some encouragement, man. Those kids love, somebody's going off with messages. Jimi Hendrix, who's got Jimi Hendrix on his phone? That's pretty cool. Old school. Sorry, I went back in time a little bit. Yeah. Jimi Hendrix. Yeah, he did. That's a signal. But yeah. But anyway, and we look forward to it, man. The challenge, and I love being around these boys. These boys really, they would do whatever we asked them to do. We had a job fair here on Saturday morning, and what a great. And that's just East Carolina way. And I know our players came, and Chaz Lowry led them, and it's a position that coaches created for our kids, not just football players, but I was proud to know the kids put their best on and took pictures, and you know, that's the kind of kid you want. So y'all help in getting that out there for me by telegraph, telephone, telewire. Y'all good?